Hello besties, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my student bullet journal setup for 2024. I'm going into my sophomore year of college this upcoming semester, so I wanted to make bullet journaling spreads for students, but if you're not a student, that is still totally okay. This is a very artsy setup, and I also wanted to make the spreads pretty applicable for people who are doing project planning, doing any spreads for work. Maybe you can just use these spreads as inspiration for a bullet journal setup, like a regular monthly setup. I do this setup every beginning of the school year because it's nice to plan for the upcoming semester, and I don't put these spreads in my normal monthly setups, but that doesn't mean that you can't either. So have an open mind with these. Let's just get into the setup. So I'm actually doing a little bit of art here on the left. Usually for my student bullet journal setups, I like to do something very minimal, very simple, but this year I decided to do something a little bit more complicated. Not anything crazy, but I was inspired by this sticker sheet that I've gotten from Sticky. I think I got it last fall, and it's a beautiful sticker sheet. It has all these different clocks on it, and they have little birds on them, and they're all different like houses with flowers and leaves. Super pretty. I will try to put the artist of the sticker sheet here on the screen, and if it's still available on Sticky's website, I will link it down below. But this sticker sheet is very much school to me. It's very much fall. All of the like little clock houses, they're not all school houses, but the one that I was drawing is a school house that made perfect sense for a student bullet journal setup for people going back to school, going back to university this semester, and I felt like it fit very well. And also I wanted just to do something a little bit more artsy, a little creative, but I didn't want to go too overboard. So while I am drawing one of the stickers in a very larger format here for the cover page, I'm basically just going to be using the stickers themselves as the decoration for the other spreads in this setup. I always recommend for people who are either new to bullet journaling or don't have much time to bullet journal or aren't very artistic to lean towards stickers and washi tape, maybe ephemera, maybe art prints, things like that when decorating their spreads. You don't by any means have to have decorated pretty spreads to have a bullet journal, don't take it like that, but if you did want decorated spreads without having to put that much artwork into it, using stickers is a really easy way to add color and design, but also it's literally just sticking. It's like not any work at all. So you could completely do this setup without even drawing the cover page, just using the stickers from this sheet or any other sheet that you wanted to decorate a spread, and that is totally a-okay. Just a little bit of self-promo here, but if you are also wanting to do bullet journaling and you're not a huge artist or you don't have much time, I do sell an undated bullet journal on my online shop. It's a completely made bullet journal with 12 monthly themes already drawn out for you, but they're not colored in. So you can color them and design them however you want. You can fill in your own spreads, you can make spread designs on the blank pages, but it kind of does the work for you if you are low on time or aren't very artistic. So I'll have my shop linked down below in the description box, as it always is, if you want to support me and also get a really cool bullet journal for yourself. So I'm going to talk about the academic part of these spreads in just a minute, but while I'm finishing the cover page, I just want to talk about the design style for a second. So if you guys watched my August bullet journal setup, which by the way, if you didn't, it is linked down below. So many things in the description box today, but in that setup, I did a kitchen theme and I used a brown fine liner for basically all of the line art, and I really liked the way that it looked because it's definitely like line art, you can see the lines, but it's not super contrasty like black, and it adds a warmth to the spread. So I thought I would do the same thing here. It's also a very similar color palette. I'm using lots of browns and greens and some beiges like I did in August, but I'm also pulling a little bit more orange, yellow, and some light blue. Essentially, I just took the exact same color palette from the sticker sheet and found colors that matched to do this. And I get that it's very similar to August, but I feel like the vibes are just perfect for this time of year. Like especially the going back to school season, I feel like these colors remind me of school. And obviously I'm drawing like a schoolhouse. I'm not saying that every single clock on the sticker sheet is a school, but they all have the same vibes, the same colors, and it makes me feel very nostalgic just looking at this. By no means did I ever have a school, like an elementary school or anything like that, that looked like this schoolhouse does, but I think it's just so cute. And even though I'm going into my sophomore year of college, it just, the vibes are there. Okay, so I'm really enjoying this setup because in the past when I would do more minimal setups for my student bullet journal spreads, they were cute, I liked them, but like this just makes me feel like warm and homey, and like fall is starting, school is here, the vibes are here, and so that's why I'm really liking this setup, and I hope you guys enjoy it too. Okay, so moving into the spread on the right, this is a semester at a glance spread. So obviously for me, since I'm in college, I do all of my classes per semester, not per year. You can 100% edit this page to be a full year or 9 months or however many months you are in school, depending on, where you are, or even if you're not in school, like I said, you could use these spreads for work, for projects, things like that. But since I am only taking my classes for 5 months from August to December, I'm doing a basically year at a glance spread from the months of August to December. And then at the very bottom right, I'm also going to have a section for next semester to kind of fill up that space that I didn't use. This is very similar to a future log in a normal bullet journal, which is why I'm saying over and over this can be applied to many other spreads. It doesn't have to be a student bullet journal, but I like to have a semester at a glance page because there are a lot of times that there are events that I have to go to or assignments that are due way in the future, maybe a final schedule or a midterm schedule or when breaks are, things like that I want to know way ahead in advance that are already pre-planned. That way I can plan my own schedule around it. So this spread is perfect for me to just write down the big dates. I most likely will not be writing assignment dates or quizzes or things like that in here because there's not much space for individual things per class, but this is like more campus-based things, breaks, like I said, exam schedules, those things that like are already set in stone from ahead of time will probably go in here, and I will be able to reference them later in the semester because this is in my bullet journal, so I just have to go back a couple pages and see this calendar. Design-wise, I did choose 2 stickers from the sticker sheet to use in the middle here. Like I said, I'm not going to be drawing a bunch of schoolhouses and little clocks. I'm just going to be using the stickers to make life easier for myself, but I did pull little drawings of flowers and leaves floating around that was on the sticker sheet and kind of drew those around the page just to add the art to the corners. It takes you literally 10 seconds to draw like a little fluffy ball with 2 leaves coming off the bottom of it to make a little flower, and I liked to twist and turn them in different directions and add little dots around them too, as if there is wind blowing the flowers across the page, and so it makes the spread seem more lively. But honestly, that's such an easy thing to do and tie in the drawing on the left to the stickers and still make everything look really cohesive. Lastly, I'm writing all the numbers of the calendars on these little boxes. I colored them in with the colors that I used to draw the schoolhouse on the left. I think that's a great way to tie everything in. Make sure there's a little bit of color on this spread, but not anything too crazy and overwhelming, and also very achievable. If you're a beginner, this is quite easy to do. As far as the calendar stuff goes, it's like pretty simple in my opinion. A lot of times in my bullet journal, especially when I make setups for myself, I like to push myself to be creative and try new things and see how far I can grow in my art, but I get that if you're a beginner, it could be very intimidating. So I hope this setup is helpful for you because it may look really complicated and difficult, but when you break it down, it's actually not too hard. Alright, flipping over to the second spread in this video. On the left, I'm going to be having my class schedule. So I'm doing this very boxy spread on the left. There are 5 columns and 12 rows. So each row is a different hour. I'm basically doing 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then each row is a different day of the week. And I'm going to block out my own little class schedule. Now, the way that my school works, it is a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Tuesday, Thursday classes. So it's pretty much just back and forth, back and forth. Last semester, I did have some that were like Friday only or Monday, Wednesday only, which is why that spread was a little more helpful for me to overview everything. But honestly, I could go with just doing the 2-day schedule and it basically work because it's just back and forth with the different classes. But anyway, your schedule could be very different depending on what day of the week it is. So I feel like this is a good way to overview everything. At the bottom of this huge chart, I added a little like rounded, like scalloped bottom to it with a little bow on it. This is a callback to the stickers. Again, a lot of those drawings had a little scalloped bottom with like tassels coming off of it. So I'm pulling a design motif from the images to tie in the spread here. And then again, adding the flowers around the corners and the dots. The boxes that I'm coloring in are my own classes or my own schedule because I figured why not just color it in and actually help myself, because this is, like I said, my bullet journal. Of course, your spread will not look like this. It'll be whatever your schedule is. You can fill it however you want. And you can also alter the times. It doesn't have to be 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. You can have a very different schedule than I do. And so whatever you need to do to personalize this and make it yours, go ahead and do that. You have completely free reign to make your own bullet journal whatever you want it to be. As far as my classes go this year, if anyone was curious, I am a double major in film and marketing. So a little bit of creativity, a little bit of business, and this semester is a pretty good example of that. So I'm taking 2 film classes. One is screenwriting and then one is contemporary media industries, which is probably going to be such a boring class, but I got to get it out of the way. I'm also taking a management class for my business aspect, and then I'm taking a intro to Western religion classes. So it's going to be going over Christianity, Islam, and then Judaism. I am Christian, so I probably will know a bit about that section, but I'm really interested to learn more about the other religions in the Western religions. And then also my last class class is French. So I'm working on learning French, and I'm going to be taking French basically every day this coming semester, which is going to be crazy. I may pass out from just French. You may hear me accidentally slip into French in my future voiceovers just because I'm going to be overwhelmed with French this semester. It's literally crazy, but hopefully I will come out of it fluent. That is the goal, and that would be really wonderful if I could be. Anyway, if you're going into school this semester, whether it's college, high school, younger than that, or if you're going for a master's degree, tell me what classes you're taking or what you're majoring in or just what you're doing this semester. I'd be really curious to hear in the comments below how everyone is going to be doing this coming semester. On the right side of the spread is the last part. This is just a spread for all of the classes I'm taking. I have 5 classes, and in each box I'm going to be putting any of the important syllabus information. So professor name, office hours, office like number, appointment times, things like that, maybe like textbook information. This is just like the basics that you kind of find on a syllabus, and I'm just going to be simplifying everything here so I can grab it in one place. I do like to have a file for all of my syllabi, or plural of syllabuses, on my computer, but if I don't really want to search there and I just want a quick answer, I can just write everything in this spread too. Makes it easy to come back to. If you don't have syllabuses or syllabi, whatever it is, you can put whatever information you need per class in here, but this is just going to help me in the future, and that's really all that's important, is something that's going to help me for my future semester. So that's basically going to be it for this video. A pretty quick setup, but I really like how it turned out. I think the colors are beautiful. I think it's very fall, very school. I love the vibe, and I hope you enjoy it. Let me know if you recreate the spread in any way, shape, or form. I would love to see. You can always tag me on Instagram or TikTok at The Mingo Studio. As always, subscribe because I post bullet journaling videos every single Saturday, and I can't wait to post more this upcoming semester. Wishing you guys a wonderful school year or school semester if you're going back to school. And I'm going to link last year's student bullet journal video here on the screen, so if you want to see more spreads for students, click this video right here.